Buffalo, buffalo, buffalo. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Don't worry, please stay here. This is not an art performance, but a grammatically correct English sentence. Let me quickly explain how I come up with this. Yesterday afternoon, I sat at home with my laptop and practiced my talk. Then I wanted to quickly look up a word on Google, and 2 hours later, I read the entire Wikipedia article about the history of pizza. Then I ordered the pizza online and meanwhile signed up for a newsletter of the pizza company. During the meal, of course, I watched videos on YouTube. There I found out that this buffalo buffalo sentence is grammatically correct. What the heck happened, you may ask? Instead of practice my talk, I just got lost in the internet again. And this happens on one hand because I'm a procrastinator, and on the other hand because big tech companies know exactly how to keep me surfing and seduce me into actions. All these apps and websites that we use every day have now become enormously important to our lives. The smartphone wakes us up in the morning and it shapes our whole day. It influences how we travel to work, what we eat and when, how we document sunsets, and whom we fall in love with. But this also means that companies that develop and design these apps and websites are becoming more and more powerful. And with this power comes great responsibility. Unfortunately, it is often used to mislead or trap users into algorithms. But more on this later. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Nicolas, a designer and founder of the Viennese design studio Superfluid. Let me tell you why and when I decided to become a designer. I would say that the fascination for the subject started very early in my life. As a child, I took the train to school and always pressed my nose up against the window. This was because I wanted to see what new graffiti had appeared along the railway line. And after school, I would hang out in record shops for hours, not just because I wanted to hear the latest tracks, but because record shops were like big galleries for me, filled with thousands of stunning artworks. And I also loved the colorful and creative posters that hung everywhere in the city, announcing what is going on. My love for visual design grew and grew, so 5 years ago I decided to become a designer myself and enrolled in university. It wasn't until university that I realized that great design can create great-looking posters and record covers, but also that in true design, beauty is secondary. I found that it is about finding creative solutions to real problems, and that it is design that keeps us connected to the world and help us navigate through physical and digital spaces. I also realized that almost everything surrounds us is a well-solved problem by designers. The chair you're sitting on today, the program schedule in your hand, the street signs outside the building, or the mute button in your family chat group. All these are well-solved problems by designers. I was fascinated by all the possibilities that open up for me in the future. It was clear if I can become a good designer, I will have the wonderful opportunity to shape the world and make a difference. Halfway through my studies, I got the chance to move to the great city of Amsterdam and study a design discipline I didn't know much about beforehand, called user experience design. So-called UX designers shape the way you interact with all your apps, websites, and physical products, and try to make these interactions usable, enjoyable, and accessible. To achieve those goals, it is essential to know a lot about psychology. You have to know your users, their strong points, and fears. Let me give you an example. Imagine a very old man who has never used a touchscreen in his life. Now the local train station is getting new ticket machines, and a UX designer has to figure out how to make these machines easy to operate for users. If the UX designer has done her job well, the old man will manage to buy his ticket by his own and in a short time. If not, the old man will fail and feel disconnected from the world. I thought it was great to learn about psychology and be able to help people deal with technology through design. But I thought to myself at one point, what if you use this skill to trick people? That's when I learned about dark patterns and realized that they are everywhere on the internet. Oh. What are dark patterns? It's design that manipulates or heavily influences users to make certain choices. These interfaces take control away from the users while making them believe that they are still in control. Always with one goal in mind, increasing the business profit. The patterns get sneakier with each passing year and turn the internet into a minefield. One wrong step and your money belongs to an Nigerian prince. Seemingly small design decisions can have far-reaching consequences on user behavior and even on society. I'll give you an example. You probably recognize this button. This is the YouTube autoplay button, and one of the reasons why I spent my time with that buffalo thing instead of preparing my talk. This button makes sure that when you have finished watching a video, a new one suggested by YouTube starts automatically. With this example, we jump directly into our first dark pattern called bait and switch. Bait and switch is to catch users and send them in another direction. The 9-second countdown between videos is exactly that. It bullies users to choose between the cancel and the play now button, while leading them to the next video. It kind of creates a false sense of anxiety about making a decision within a short time frame. Another problem is that this button automatically pulls users into the YouTube algorithm, and from funny buffalo pronunciation videos, they could end up on very strange videos pretty quickly. How does that work? Algorithms are programmed to promote content that people are likely to interact with, such as extreme or hateful posts or videos. These small design decisions to autoplay videos can cause misinformation and conspiracy theories to go viral. The next dark pattern I would like to introduce to you is called Roach Model. Like the insect trap, people check in but never check out. This pattern is quite common. Let's just take Amazon, for example. It's quite easy to create an account on Amazon, isn't it? But how many of you have ever tried to delete this account? I'll show you how to do it. You don't click on account. That would be the obvious choice. But you click on help at the very, very, very end of the page, the last little word. Then, on the next page, you click on need more help. And then you click on contact us. You see, nothing is named after what we're looking for. So it's confusing on purpose. After that, we click on Prime or something else. And then we click on, of all these choices, we click on Login and Security. And after that, finally, a drop-down opens, which it says Close My Account. You see, we are already very, very deep into the Roach Model. It's almost impossible to reach this point in a short time. But we're not done yet, because now you have to call or chat with an Amazon employee who tries to convince you to stay. And this is where the fun begins. At the exit of a Roach Model, you can very often find another dark pattern called confirm shaming. This is when a website drives the users to doing something, guilts the user to doing something. Take a look at some of these quite silly examples. This newsletter pop-up says, ever thought, why does my dog do this? And if you want to close it, you have to click on no thanks, I don't want to understand my dog. Or this pop-up, it asks you if you want to learn a language for a lot of money. If you want to close it, you click on I'm fine, I don't like people. The next one asks you if you want to be an SEO badass. If you not want to become one, you click on, no, I want to continue living in my mom's basement. I guess it's quite obvious what they're trying to do. The pattern triggers shame in us. In response to shame, we try to combat it by doing something that will reverse these effects. This may explain why it's so hard to turn down special offers. The next dark pattern is called false or artificial scarcity. It gives the impression that a product or service is only available in small numbers. It's playing on the fear of missing out, a basic human nature. Very often, the scarcity is only made up. The king of using this pattern is, you might have guessed it, Booking.com. They love to make the user go completely insane by using tons of dark patterns. What you see here is a search result when I search for a hotel. It includes only one room left messages that immediately trigger stress in you. They also try to create a false sense of urgency by setting a random deadline with this limited deal button. Sometimes they also show fully booked hotels in the search to increase the pressure to select something quickly. Another dark pattern is called misdirection. In this example, it's used in a game. You start the level with this green button, which you press 100 times during the game. Your brain stores this button as gameplay, because it says play or let's go or continue. In the middle of the game, however, the button function changes and it's getting a buy stuff button, which then all the users press almost automatically. Well done. As you can see, the use of dark patterns is quite common. Most of the big internet companies use them, and they will continue and extend to use dark patterns because they work and they can get away with it, until now, at least. But as a business owner, ask yourself, do you want to be put in the same corner as that cheeky company? They put a fake hair in their ad to get the users to swipe it away and unintentionally open the link. However, as soon as people realize that they have been tricked, short-term gains will not pay off in the long term. As an internet user, you're exposed to all the annoying and nasty tricks, but there is also things you can do. The next time you're on a website where you want to sign up or buy something, ask yourself if you feel safe and respected. If the answer is no, then leave. The companies that use dark patterns for profit count on our inattention, so be aware of the tricks. The more people know about them, the less will they work. In the end, however, the most important thing is that politicians keep the companies in check with measures and rules. And thankfully, there is good news to announce. The EU Parliament had voted for law that will make it way, way harder to use these patterns. I personally find the internet can be a very strange and dark place. And to be honest, the direction it is going in scares me sometimes. On the other hand, I'm always excited what the internet can do and how it manages to keep me in touch with the whole world. I don't know, the internet is probably one of the best and one of the worst things that could happen to our society at the same time. However, progress does not stop, and our lives will be shifted more and more into digital worlds. There will always be greedy people who want to trick us into buying useless stuff. But there also will be more of these awesome projects who bring the world closer together. There are already so many things I love about the internet. For example, if you have a great idea, you don't have to beg a bank anymore for money anymore. You will find people who believe in you and crowdfund your project. And if you have a good story to tell, then tell it. There will be countless people who will be happy to be your audience. And if you want to travel the world, then do it. Grab your computer and work from abroad. And my God, sometimes it makes you happy to just surf around randomly and find nonsense, like a whole sentence consists only of buffalo. We as designers are an important part of this development, and we can choose which side we want to be on, the light or the dark side. The real power of good digital design is to create apps and services that both delightful and easy to use. This will keep users coming back. It is a privilege to help shape the lives of people everywhere around the world. And if you have privilege, always use it for good. We should not downgrade humanity by upgrading technology. We should upgrade humanity by using technology. Thank you very much.